And this trail, this private trail, it doesn't pass the people and the dogs like you would on the
No,
public trail.
no,
It's
No, it's a
you could
no, no.
parallel.
you could get away with not passing people.
Yeah, you could go there unseen. And
Mm,
the funny thing is that on this day, a suspicious vehicle, the red truck, was seen at the trail. And
mm,
normally there is no vehicle that drives the trail. It's forbidden and it's nearly impossible. You damaged your car, yeah. But on this special day, when Kris and Lisanne disappeared, there was a red truck driving
mm.
uh, half the way, I think, the trail and back a few times. And the resistance noticed that and found it very suspicious because they never had seen this vehicle. And yeah, this vehicle is a mystery, and we did a lot of research about this vehicle. And I think, and we write a lot about it. It's directly connected to the
Mm.
disappearance, but it's hidden.
Yeah. I,
Yeah,
I'm just thinking back. What you're saying is making me think about my own experience hiking the trail with my wife, where we parked by the public entrance. I think there's a bus stop right near there, so there are
yeah,
kids and a couple parents.
yeah, yeah,
And then we must have walked by at least 10 people before we actually started the
yeah,
trail, with the restaurant, with people that are just living in their homes, dogs, chickens making noise. And there weren't a lot of white people around, so if we did go missing or something happened and the police were like, "Have you seen, a
yeah,
white guy with blonde hair
yeah,
missing
yeah.
in the last day?" Like, they probably would have been like, "Yeah, it has to be this person. We passed
Yeah,
10
and
different people."
Kris and Lisanne were very special. You
Mm,
know, a red-haired woman in Panama, and one point. How big is
I
Lisanne?
think Lisanne was like 1 meter and 80. I don't know in
Yeah,
the
a
US.
very big, a big woman,
yeah, she has
uh,
that
Tall,
Dutch height.
tall woman, but not very big,
Yeah.
but
tall,
tall. Yeah.
tall woman. Yeah, and a red-haired woman, and both on a very tight cloth, very short.
Mm,
Short, yeah, maybe hot pants or something like that. So people would notice, and they had signal colors. You know,
yeah, very
it's a
bright pastel.
it's a
Yeah.
bright turquoise shirt, and it's a white red striped shirt, which is also the flag of Panama. So
Yeah.
people would,
Anti-camouflage.
Yeah.
yeah,
You'd
yeah, yeah, yeah,
stick out like
yeah.
a thumb.
And it's so
Um,
so strange because people found the red truck so suspicious that they even wrote down the number
Yeah.
of the car and
mm,
and told it to the police, but they didn't see Kris and Lisanne. That's, in our opinion, that's very strange.
yeah, so tell me more about the red truck, where you think it comes from, what we know about it based on testimony. I think, wasn't there another man with glasses that was seen
Yeah,
near the red truck? What do you
yeah,
know about what
yeah.
happened with that?
The red truck, and the red truck was from the beginning on, this the most suspicious thing for the police, for the criminal department, and they looked for it, and yeah, it wasn't communicated um, to the to the public in detail. What was the solution? Yeah, and
Mm,
when the book of the Dutch authors came out, they told, "Oh, we read in the files that this red truck was just a truck from the from the flower
Fair.
from the flower fair to collect flowers." And police had investigated it, and they told them, "Oh, we have been there to collect flowers." Yeah,
mm,
and we read that, but there is so much more around it. So you
Did the
have to
police
see.
ask, and did they ask any further questions? Like,
No, no,
if
no.
if they say I'm here for flowers, you might ask some follow up questions.
Yeah, yeah.
Not take them for their word.
It's forbidden to collect flowers at the trail. So it's forbidden to with a vehicle to drive up there. So and what's very special is um, the truck is not just the truck. Firstly, the truck is located very, very close, a few hundred meters from where Kris and Lisanne's host mother live. So from where they live, it's
Mm.
8 kilometers away from the Pianista trail, in the same um, in the same yeah, area,
Same area, yeah,
Same
vicinity, yeah.
where
neighborhood.
people live. A few streets, few streets from there, and it started nearly at the time Kris and Lisanne must have started. So, and it was last seen um, on the Pianista Trail, close to the place where Kris and Lisanne last have been seen. And the truck is not just rented by the Flower Trail, but we have a owner of the truck. We have a holder of the truck, which is different from the owner. So we have an owner, a holder, a driver, and it's rented through
Mm,
through many hands. Yeah.
yeah.
And then the police ask the owner, the holder, and the driver, and then he asks the guy from the flower ferry, and he said, "Yeah, we rented it." Um, but then there were four other men in the truck, and the
Mhm.
police never talked to them, and the police even didn't look up the truck.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of manpower just to
Yeah,
pick
yeah, but
flowers. Four
they they
guys to
did
pick
they
some
did they
flowers.
didn't look up at, and you have to imagine the people who saw the truck said the truck was with dark windows. There were two guys um, on the platform who watched um,
The load, and it was covered.
the,
So
it was
they had something
with
in the bag, but it was covered. So
yeah, foliage.
yeah, the people who live on the
So
trail, they couldn't see what it was.
yeah, and
Mm,
this was so suspicious for the residents that they thought they stole something. So
mm.
and
So the back part of the truck, like where you would load in construction tools and wood and stuff, that was covered. You
Yes.
couldn't really see inside.
Yeah.
yeah, whatever was there, but if on this day, on the same time, on the same places, two women disappear, at least what the police can do is to look up this truck, show me the truck, yeah,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it,
So
it didn't happen, and the four men sitting in the truck on this day wasn't even interrogated. So it doesn't mean that they have to be suspects, but they could have been witnesses. So Kris and Lisanne, the car parked um, at a place where Kris and Lisanne would have walked, would have passed by. So what you would do is ask those men, "Have you seen two girls walking by?" But they didn't do it. So
that is that. I mean that is very odd. That if you're trying to solve a crime and you have four people in a red truck that has also been reported by other eyewitnesses, you wouldn't at least ask them some follow-up
yeah,
questions beyond the flowers. Ask them, like you said, it doesn't necessarily mean they've done anything bad. They could have possibly been
yeah, yeah,
witnesses to a crime and
yeah.
be part of the investigation to help figure out who it is. And it's you also talk about this in the book, but with the renting of the cars and then passing it off to people, that's something that's very common in the US is often cars that are found that are connected to crimes are someone buys a used car and then they rent it out to someone else, and then that person sublets
Yeah,
it to another person. So you got to go through 4 or 5 people to figure out whose car it was, or to track down the car. It
yeah,
makes it
yeah.
much more difficult.
Mm.
Yeah, and all of the questions people, the owner, the the um, the renter, they all make um different they all give different information. Yeah,
Different stories.
Yeah.
different stories about it. So this is something. This is just one thing about this all, which is suspicious to us. So, and what we do is to tell this is suspicious. We do not make a crime theory. The red truck also took part in some, yeah, conspiracy theories in the podcast Lost in Panama, and they tell you who was sitting in the truck, and they make
Mm,
a story from it. So
Without
they
knowing.
have their
They don't know.
without knowing, yeah, without knowing.
mm,
So, and this is not what we want, and we do not say that the guys from the flower fair killed Kris and Lisanne, but we say, why don't you investigate this? Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
And to this day, the truck has never been put under a warrant. No one's ever pulled it apart for DNA. It's still,
no,
out there
never,
somewhere if it
never.
hasn't been lit on fire or driven into
The,
a river or something.
Yeah.
the police didn't even know if the trucks exist. It was
Mm,
just on a paper. Yeah, they could have said, "Let's go to the garage. I just want to see the truck if it's here." Yeah,
yeah.
but doesn't happen.